Goals give you a way to turn the players you don't need into brand new packs. It's called swaps, and if you do it wrong, you'll throw away your best card without even realizing it. So let me show you exactly how swaps work, when they're worth doing and when they're not, and a few tips to get the most out of them. I'm Alex, and if you have played FC, think of swaps as a goals version of SBCs. You'll submit a few players in that meet a certain criteria, and you'll get rewards back. In this video, I will show you when they are worth doing, and show you some tips and tricks on how you can be more efficient in your swaps. Okay, perfect. We are going to show how work here in game. So firstly, you go to swaps at the main menu. And we can click here. We can see that we have the basic swap, common swap, uncommon swap, rare swap, and the epic swap. Okay, you go into one of these. You will have many basic players here in the beginning. So you can just click here. And what I usually do is just click L3 on my PlayStation controller. That will fill up the whole swap directly. And then we can just submit it. You can see here. Then I will get a pack as a reward. It's 2 basic plus players, so it means that we have submitted 10 basic players and we get 2 basic plus players back. This means that we are guaranteed to get 2 basic players, but it can also be an common and can be an uncommon, and if you're really lucky, you can even get a legendary or mythic players. So it's not capped, but the percentage is, I don't know the exact numbers here, but you are most likely going to get 2 basic players back. So if I just open this pack, we can see the pack odds right here. So we can open the pack and we can just skip the animation, and we get 2 basic players back here again. So, okay, why is this good? If we go back to swaps here, we can just click on basic swaps again. If I press the X button on the controller here, I will get taken into my club. And as you can see here, we have a 40 rated player with 6 potential. They have a potential to become between 60 and 80 in the rating of the card if we fully upgrade it. So this is a player I wouldn't just throw in my swap in the swaps here. We would take players that we don't really need, like these 40 rated players are not going into any squad, and if they don't even have high potential. As you can see here, this player can go max to 52 to 60 rated. It will basically not make any team. So this is a player I would recommend to just send to the swaps. And this, why do I do this? And this is because if you are lucky, you can get players back that have huge potential. And basically we don't need these players anyway, so why keep them? You could sell them for coins as well. Now I just sent them to my swaps, but we can go here into my collection as well. And if we go down to the basic players, they sell for 100 coins. Are these even worth selling? I don't think so, because 100 coins will not even make any difference. So you're better to get players back in packs, because then you can hit the jackpot and get a player that will have 6, 7, 8 in potential, and that could be a huge game changer for your club, because then you could upgrade that card to be like a starter player in your team, and basically for nothing as well, because swaps doesn't cost anything. You can just send players in. The only downside is that you empty your club of players, but that doesn't really matter, because you will not play these players anyway, not in the basic or common tier. We can see here if we get something good, nothing here as well. And why do I say that already, that I don't get anything? Because in the pack animation, if you get the skip button in the bottom left corner and you're able to skip it, you wouldn't have gotten a player that has over 85 in potential. If you get a player that has over 85 in potential in the pack, it will force you to look at the whole animation, so you don't skip or sell a good player by accident. So that's a really good thing that they have. Okay, so we have talked about the basics of the swaps, how it works. And okay, so what do I think is worth and not worth doing? I don't think like when you have 10 epic players, now I only have one in my collection here, I wouldn't say it would be good to send all the 10 epics to get 2 epic backs, because you can get a lot of coins by just discarding the players. And usually where we are right now in the power curve of the game, you would be better to just use the epic players in your team. But maybe further down the line, it will get better to swap in epic players because you have a really stacked team, but I don't see that being possible for the next months or so. So we will see. But right now, I will set my tier limit at uncommon swaps, because there you can easily get uncommons each week, and they are usually not that great. You can get really lucky, and I can just show you here. In my starting team, I have, for example, this center back that is really good for a green card, but that's usually not the case. And also this was a jackpot as well, like 3 potential, and already have these stats. And bear in mind here, she got -2 in everything because I play her out of position right now. So that's why she does have -2, because if I would swap her here, she would have full stats basically. So you get a little penalty for playing them out of position. But yeah, so I will set the tier limit at uncommons right now when it's worth sending them into swaps, because you can easily get 10 uncommons in a week. And yeah, just try to basically re-roll your players to get a player that has great potential, because that's what we are looking for here. We can just send these players in as well and see if we get anything. Can see nothing here as well, but okay, so this has a potential to being a green one. But so that would be my limit right now. But some tips and tricks on how you can do this. If we go into my collection, I would look at the players that are right at the limit of being, like here, you have a 58, 57. Ideally, we would be looking at a 59 rated player. So let's say we would have a 59 rated player here, and it would be upgradable. We can see if we can be a little bit lucky here with this one. But as you can see, the upgrade cost 260 points here. And if we upgrade it, let's see where it ends up. It goes to a 66, but it goes up in the tier value of the card. So now we have a common player. So that is a good way to just upgrade a basic card to a new tier limit by just one upgrade. That's why I want you to look for the cards that are close to like the 60 rated benchmark, because that's where we cut off the basic tier players to the common players. So if you upgrade them, you can put them in a next tier of swaps here instead. Now we can just select this player and put him in this swaps instead of the basic one. And that goes for all of the tiers. Let's see if we have, yeah, here we have a 69 rated player, and it costs 800 to upgrade. I would do this because then I will get not a free card, but I would get another card to put in my uncommon swaps instead. So that's just a good way to get more cards of the same tier to put into that swaps. So if we have a uncommon here, let's see, we have a 78. Okay, it would be quite a gamble to upgrade a 78 player to an 80 just to get it to the rare here. So I would just do this upgrade if I had a 79 rated player, if I just wanted to have another rare player to put in the rare swaps, basically, because as you can see, these are quite as expensive as well. Now this is 3,500, and that's because I have already upgraded her 2 times. But that is about progression of a player, and I will take that in another video as well, so you know how that works and what like attributes are updated when you actually do the upgrade, because it's RNG, but there are some tips and tricks for it, like to basically know what you will be upgrading. Like a center back will be more prone to upgrade his defending or like the pace stats than dribbling and shooting. So, but we'll take that in another video. So that was swaps. Submit the players you don't need and get players back as a reward. That's a great way to upgrade your club and potentially get a high potential player back when you have just thrown in one potential player. So that's a pretty good way to recycle your club and just have the chance to make a huge pull, basically. Try to follow some rules, put in the players you don't really would miss, and also don't put in the high potential cards as well. And maybe it's like in the future we will get tournaments that will have like uncommon as the tier limit. If you have like super OP players in the uncommon tier, save them, set them as favorites so you can play with them in future tournaments or stuff like that. That could happen. But other than that, it's just like going through your club, recycle the players and see if you get a good pull, and then you could have a high potential player back basically by doing nothing. You just recycle the players. But yeah, if this cleared up anything for you, subscribe and I will make more tutorials on goals, and see you on the pitch.